The following content isn't for a mature audience. The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and do not reflect any other organization, employer, or company. The Drunk Files makes no guarantee of accuracy of information. Some may find the content offensive. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Friends.
I'm recording.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you guys.
You too. What kind of beer is that, Maria?
One
I
of
thought
my
it was a
personal faves.
schooner.
The
I
what?
don't know what either of you said.
I thought it was a schooner, but not.
You better schooner on out of here, lady.
The schooner the better.
All
Right.
All right. Welcome to the Drunk Files 2.0, the podcast where three Canadian friends drink too much, chat about spooky stories.
Ooh.
Welcome back, guys.
Here we are, back on Zoom.
Second time on Zoom.
It's not that bad. I have
Zoom.
No, it's not that bad. I got really drunk last time.
Me
Oh
too.
my god. Oof.
It's a good thing that the coach was so close to where I was sitting because I think I passed out immediately after for a short little nap.
Yeah, I went right to bed.
Come back, kid.
I ate that ramen and went to bed.
I made a bagel and ate a yogurt. I had breakfast and then puked it up. So.
Oh, it's the
I had a couple
worst.
oysters. That was pretty cool.
Yum.
Lucky.
Fancy.
Jealous.
Well, I didn't have any of that because I was alone here and went to bed. And anyway,
Yeah.
so this week's quarantine.
I'm Ellen. I'm Ellen.
Maria.
I'm Jamie.
Right.
I'm drinking beer.
Olin's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking coffee and Bailey's, basically.
Right now. For now.
For now. We'll see where I go from there.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the topic? Ellen, how about you introduce it?
Oh, it's doppelgängers. Ooh.
This is a new topic for us.
Too.
I liked it. It was spooky.
It was spooky, surprisingly.
Spookier than I was expecting.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to be like Jim's on a plane to Connecticut and he meets his doppelganger from Ireland kind of shit, but I found a lot cooler than that, so I'm pretty excited.
Yes.
Mine's nice. It was hard to do a short story on this.
It's going to be cool. I'm sure it's great.
We'll see how it goes.
So I didn't really have fun facts about doppelgangers because that was hard. So I'm just going to give you like a big long explanation
Okay.
of what they are and some info.
Sure.
So a doppelganger is an apparition or double of a living person. It's a word from the mid-19th century and it's German and it actually means double goer.
Double goer.
Double goer. In some folklore, seeing another family or friend's doppelganger means that they'll have an illness or that they're in danger. Seeing your own doppelganger means that you'll most likely die.
I heard that. I used to
it's
think
fucked
that was true.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Really?
Yeah. It's not, I don't think it is true.
I
think now it's supposed to be considered more of a bad omen than it is to be considered.
Yeah,
Okay, because I'm not gonna lie, that really fucked me up, and I hope that never happens to me.
Either way, it's not good.
No, not good.
We'll get into it more though. I've got a lot of information here. Some myths offer explanations that focus on magic, where the doppelganger is created by somebody or some kind of curse through magic. These doppelgangers are usually, but not always, bad in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So my
Like
next,
people win.
my next little spiel, I have to cite it because I did copy and paste it. I mean, I changed a couple things and added some stuff, but it's mostly from bustle.com. Creepy facts about doppelgangers. So when it comes to calculating doppelganger odds, there are two situations to consider: the chance that you'll actually meet your doppelganger and the chance that the doppelganger exists. So far, no agreement has been reached. In 2015, a professor at the University College London told the Telegraph that the sheer amount of variables in play makes it impossible to truly calculate the odds. That same year, an assistant professor at Cornell University explained to Live Science that there's only so much genetic diversity to go around, so a strong resemblance is bound to happen eventually between people.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like you probably have somebody that looks like you, it's not necessarily their doppelganger.
Yeah.
They just look like you.
If the lookalike is a perfect double, how are you supposed to know if you're actually dealing with a doppelganger? According to folklore, there's a single difference. Doppelgangers cast no shadow and have no reflections in a mirror or water.
Not even in water.
God, this topic is completely not like my story, and I'm just scared.
Told you it's scary.
One more night in the haunted house alone.
One more night. According to ancient Egyptian myths, the doppelganger is basically the same as a ka, and a ka is thought of as a spiritual double born in everyone. When someone dies, their spiritual double lives on as long as they have somewhere to live. So that's usually the person's body. And this is why Egyptians mummified their dead. If they keep the body from decomposing, it's meant that the spiritual double had somewhere to live. But if the body is decayed, then the spiritual double would die and the deceased would lose their chance at eternal life.
Wow.
That one's pretty cool.
That's super
That's pretty
cool.
freaking cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it dated back that far. Like that's kind of
No,
Mm-hmm.
wild.
but it all makes
Because
sense.
there's like different versions of doppelgangers, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I honestly was just thinking, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is why probably you guys are gonna scare the shit out of me tonight, because I literally just thought of doppelgangers because I was like, ah, cool, like somebody that looks like you.
I did too when I started my research, and I was like really surprised at the
The spookiness of
intensity.
it. Yeah, me
it's-
too. It's a lot of folklore, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's a Native American myth that said that the doppelganger is basically your evil double from the underworld. So they say that there's an upper world and an underworld, and the good people live in the upper world and the evil people live in the underworld. So
Okay.
that's a different kind of version than like the Egyptian
Yeah.
one. That's like a spirit.
Right.
According to Supernatural magazine, a doppelganger could represent a parallel universe in which everything in this world is duplicated in another dimension, and seeing the doppelganger could be a moment when we're able to witness another dimension. In fact,
Right.
Columbia University physicist Brian Greene, who's the author of the book Hidden Reality, Parallel Universes and the Deep Laws of the Cosmos, says that every one of us has a doppelganger.
Yeah, you.
I read about that too. Different timelines and dimensions.
Yeah.
Like you could be like passing through dimensions and seeing yourself or seeing somebody else.
Mhm.
Guys, I have to pause for a sec. My incense is kind of like burning through the rock that I put it on, and it's
I'll
freaking me out.
pause it.
Terrifying.
And we're back. It was intense.
It was really stressful, you guys.
That was a moment.
You're okay though, Maria.
Move on from this.
Okay, back to the creepy doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Traditionally, doppelgangers give advice to the person they're shadowing, but it's often designed to be misleading or outright harmful. Sometimes they're able to plant ideas in someone's mind. And if that doesn't work, the doppelganger might try to wreak havoc by pretending to be their double in front of their friends and family. So, you know, your basic evil twin stuff.
Yeah.
Needless to say, folkloric doppelgangers are a common figure in stories. Edgar Allan Poe dealt with the theme in the short story William Wilson, and doppelgangers are the focus of, I can't say this guy's name, Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Double.
For sure.
Yours is like photo.
It's a lot of letters.
Yeah, that was intense. That just kept going. Can you try one more time?
Dostoevsky.
Okay, that was smoother that time for sure.
Thanks.
Smooth.
Thanks. Very smooth. Today, they can be found in several creepypastas and urban legends. And finally, just remember that evil, shadowless doppelgangers are simply a legend. Not that that makes anything less scary.
Not at all.
I'm still scared.
That's all I got.
Well,
Creepy.
Now
that
we
was
know.
fabulous.
It was kind of cool to hear about what different people think about what they are.
Yeah, I think that's crazy cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Wow.
Mm.
Way more
I'm
fucked up than
scared
I
yet
expected.
informed, yet curious. Strange.
Yes.
Those beers hit me right in the head. It was what just happened. I'm like running on
Beer.
adrenaline here.
You should sit closer to your computer.
Am I lower?
There you go.
Oh.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go. It doesn't matter.
I just went.
Okay, well, if you go, then maybe I should go in the middle because if yours are both scary, mine's not.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that.
All
Or
right.
I could go last. I don't
I'll
know.
go last.
Okay.
I like going last.
Okay, I'll go first. I love going first. I get to sit back and relax. Okay, so I just did, I couldn't really find any super long stories, so I just did kind of a collection of a couple shorter stories.
Cool.
The first one is from a Vice article. It was really cool. It's about, well, I'll just tell you. Okay, so in 1845, there was a 32-year-old teacher who started working at,
No, don't tell that one.
don't tell that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
You
think
tell
it's the
us. Is that
same
the
as
same
mine. Is her
one?
name Emily?
yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't say that one.
Guys, this is what happened.
That's never happened. It's okay. I have like.
That's why I messaged. Don't look at that.
Did you message? Don't look at that.
She did.
I didn't.
Sorry.
I didn't get that.
Is her last name Sage?
Yeah.
Sage away. I made a RuPaul joke and everything.
Where was I for this conversation?
Drunk.
This
It was this morning.
Anyway, let's just
Do you
move
have
on
more
from
than
this.
that? Did I ruin it?
No, I have like 20, so don't worry. That
Okay,
was just
good.
the best
Because
one.
I know
But-
it's the best one. I did a lot of research on it. It's my only story.
Okay, that's good. I
Only
actually
you wrote your own.
I didn't do a lot. I know.
Whatever,
nothing.
Maria.
I'm still gonna be scared, guys. But
Mm.
you knew right away. Ellen knew right away.
I knew the year.
I'm glad that you caught it because that what is that? Sorry.
Okay.
That's okay.
Anyway, okay, so these ones are all kind of creepypasta written. They're not creepypasta, they're real accounts, but there's no names or anything in any of them. So it's just like when I was or whatever. So
Okay.
when I was 16 or 17, I was really heavy into doing the Ouija board. Other stuff happened, but the doppelgangers were definitely the worst. The first one was my mom. I heard her come in and my best friend was with me. She and I walked down to greet her. She looked like a younger version of my mom and was carrying groceries. So I tried calling out to her, but she didn't respond. And she walked into my brother's room. Then I got a sick feeling. So I called out to her, but she still didn't respond. So I followed up. She wasn't there. And when I walked back downstairs, my real mom had come in and I didn't know what was going on. She was also wearing a completely different outfit. So,
Freaky.
yeah.
I don't like doppelgangers. They freak me out.
Yeah, ooh.
It's like not actually who you think it is.
Yeah. The next one was my brother. My mom was talking to him on the phone, and he said that he was on his way home. As soon as he hung up, my brother walked in the door. He talked to us for a little bit. Mom wanted him to take out the garbage or something, and then he walked into the bathroom. He'd been in the bathroom for 15 minutes or so when I got a sick feeling again, and I asked if he had fallen in or something. Then my real brother walked in, and I was super freaked out. My mom checked on him all night to make sure that he was okay. Both times they had darker eyes, and it felt like it was some sort of dream, but I was definitely awake, and other people witnessed it too. So it was the same person.
That's
Two
fucked
different-
up.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
Bad news bears, man.
Bad news bears. Both times her family had experienced the doppelgangers, they had refused to respond when they were spoken to. Yeah, so
Gross.
fucked up. They're just like shells of humans that look sick, like sick versions of people that you know.
I said thick.
You
They
know,
look
girls that
thick.
thick versions of yourselves.
But thick.
I'd be jealous.
So another person. These are from Reddit, by the way. So in case
Oh,
you're
sweet. I like Reddit.
why they're
They have
written.
interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I already read it.
The best part about Reddit is you don't know if people are just like writing it or if it's actually true. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's
Mhm.
creepy nonetheless. So
Either way, it doesn't matter. I like it.
so this person says, the first time I saw one, it was my sister's doppelganger who my brother told to go downstairs for lunch. She didn't answer. When my brother walked downstairs, he instantly saw my actual sister wearing a different shirt. She couldn't have passed my brother so quickly because the staircase led directly into our dining room. The second time this person saw one, it was their own doppelganger who stood at their door at 12 p.m., mute and staring at their sister who was using the computer. And this person wasn't actually home until 4 p.m. later in the day. Her sister didn't know that until she asked me why I had been creepily staring at her without any emotion earlier in the day. So,
Rob just
Yep.
punched them in the throat.
right in the throat, right?
Right in the throat.
That one was weird to me because I feel like I would have. Sorry, it's just the bird clock again.
Oh, right.
That one's a woodpecker.
Scares me every time.
Sorry. That one I think is kind of weird because if your sibling was standing in the doorway being all creepy, as a sibling, wouldn't you be like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" Like you wouldn't.
I would actually go like push him over or something.
Yeah, like I would
Off.
have.
Just shaking them. What do you want from me?
Speak to
Oh my.
me.
Yeah. Say something.
This one comes from a person who worked in a fast food joint, and they said, we had problems with doppelgangers at my fast food joint that I worked at. I had two separate sightings myself. First, my GM comes by to tell me in the drive-thru, and the register person to clean the lobby, and then goes to the restroom. So he and I come up with this plan to wait for her to come out. We see her walk out of the restroom, walk by us, and into the lobby. We go to catch her, and no one's there. We turn around, and she's walking out of the bathroom again. We tell her what she saw, and she didn't believe us. So the second, the manager and I are in the prep area. One of the girls who is working up front walks back and walks right into the walk-in fridge. After about 5 minutes of waiting, the manager asks me to go in and check on her. When I open the walk-in, there's no one in there. I'm trying to explain this to my manager, and the girl in question walks out from the prep area. So that was the second sighting, and the manager actually believed them the second
Creepy.
time, but didn't the first time. So
Oh my god.
Keep doing this because there's fruit flies.
you're cute. Are you going out you can go at the front. Okay. Bye.
Helen.
There's one fruit fly. He keeps being like.
Buzz off.
Do you want me to grab him? Oh. Sorry. Max has been escaping into the hallway, and he escaped into our neighbor's apartment yesterday. And she came and knocked on our door and was like,
Wait, Kimbro did?
No, Max.
Max.
Ran into
Oh.
the hallway and she opened her door.
Max!
She opened her door. Like I don't know how long he was in there because we came in from getting like groceries or something. He snuck out into the hallway and she opened her door and he went into her apartment. He wouldn't leave, the little bastard. So
If I was your neighbor, if I was your neighbor and Max came to my place, I'd let him stay for as long as he wanted.
What if she was allergic?
I don't know.
She's like, get out.
Like, she came to the door with him like this and she was like, does this belong to you?
That's so sad.
Fucking Max, man.
What a
Venture
guy.
buddy, man.
Man.
Okay.
Okay, so I just have one more and it's short. So
Mhm.
Da, da, da. Okay, so this is a dude telling this.
Dude.
Well, yeah, I assume. Anyway, sorry to assume gender. I don't mean to, but I am.
He's just a dude.
He's just a dude. So I gotten really baked at my friend's apartment, walked home in broad daylight. Down the sidewalk ahead of me, I saw two young girls, instantly recognizable as Mormon missionaries. They get about 50 feet away from me, and one of them waves and calls me by name. We meet, and one of the girls gives me a friendly hello and acts like she knows me. Bear in mind, I'm pretty stoned, so I'm trying to figure out if I know her from somewhere, but she catches on that I don't recognize her and acts kind of offended. So she reminds me that we have some big old conversation on a friend's porch on such and such street, like
This
a few
sounds
days
like
prior.
my life. People do this to me all the time when I'm stoned. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Who are you? How do I know you? So he goes, now at this point in my life, I smoked a lot of weed, but I never drank or did anything else. And I'm going to random parties, and charming, pretty young blondes was completely off the menu. So I was already half in love from the moment she smiled at me. I don't think I would have forgotten this long, engrossing conversation we had apparently had. Now, her expression, as I remember, as I stumble through this conversation, at first she thought I was joking, and then she thought I was being mean, and then she kind of just looked confused. So I suggest, maybe it was my brother you met? She looked at me skeptically. Not unless he's your identical twin. Me and my brother look like brothers, but you'd never confuse one for the other. So we awkwardly, confusedly part ways, and I don't remember the other girl ever saying anything. Then it dawns on my dumb stone brain, wait, she knew my name. So I turned around a few hundred feet away and I yell, wait, how do you know my name? But they don't hear me, and I foolishly couldn't muster the courage to run up and catch them. So the shit's been bugging me for weeks. I wish I would have known.
Drippy.
Fucking drippy, man.
Okay, I don't like that stuff. Like, I don't ever want to experience this.
Me either.
Creepy, eh?
Very,
It
very
fucks
creepy.
with my brain.
Fucks with the brain. Sorry.
That was good. Good job. Sorry about your first story.
Nah, that's okay.
I'm bummed that you know it though.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
like I said, this one was a little more difficult, but it's fine. I have a story. So, I'm going to dedicate this one to my pal Carly.
Hi, Carly.
Hi, buddy. I love you.
Say hi to your friends every time.
I know, but it's so nice. They enjoy it.
Charlie.
So, yeah, the title of the story is Mirror Image.
Ooh.
My. Obvious. It's doppelgangers. Okay, so I'm gonna get going here. Hey, you want to do a little cheers? We haven't in a while, and you know that's my thing.
Yep.
Yay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
I hit that too hard.
Ching ching.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, here.
Beauty. I almost smashed my bottle on my other bottle. Oh, press.
Amy, you look so festive.
You
I
do.
was just gonna say I look like a stay-at-home mom or something drinking my fucking coffee.
I can't drink coffee at this hour of night. I don't know. That was weird.
I'm
Okay,
drinking wine and beer.
That's cool. I like that. I'm actually not out of wine. I just realized I do have another bottle there, but I don't think I should open it up after last time. Anyway,
enough.
so
Do it.
Carly was very talented and wholesome veterinarian from Nova Scotia. She was at only 29 years old. She owned her own clinic.
Wow.
Recently moved in with her adoptive parents, as they adopted her when they were about like 45, so they're getting up there, and she just moved in to help them out, that sort of thing. So one day Carly goes to work and receives a call from her credit card company. They're informing her that someone had been using her information and her cards in the next town over. Carly immediately cancels all of her cards to avoid this like person getting any more of her money or, using any more of her shit. And about an hour after dealing with that, Carly goes into one of the appointments she had, and she's in the middle of the appointment, and her assistant comes in and informs her that there's two policemen in the lobby asking for her. So the appointment wasn't like super important, so it kind of she finished up or whatever and then goes out, and the police then tell her that she was needed to come in for questioning as she was the main suspect in multiple robberies around the city.
Oh
What the
shit. That's
What are
not
you
good.
talking about? I would never do anything like this. Carly's staff and like some customers were still in the room like watching this happen, and everyone was like super uncomfortable and confused because like anybody that had been going there knew what Carly was like, and she would never do. It was just like, it was shocking to even hear.
Yeah, they're all thrown off.
Yeah, so they took Carly in for questioning, showed her that they had like video surveillance of some of the places and had like pictures and that sort of thing. And when they showed her some photos and she took a closer look at the video, Carly was super surprised to see that this woman did really look like her, like
Holy shit.
a lot like her. The way the video came out, like it was almost like this woman wasn't hiding from the camera, like she wanted to be seen.
Evil twin.
The fuck?
So she was just super confused and explained to the cops, that like she had been dealing with the credit card company that morning, and they had informed her that, someone was using her information, and all of her alibi came out fine because I mean, like she had all these appointments at the vet, and that like checked out. Like she wasn't at these places when they were robbed.
Right.
She was working.
Alibi.
Yeah, there you go. So after about 2 hours of questioning, she goes home, and when she gets up to her house, there's a note on her front door. So she opens the note and it says, "Meet me in the park on West Street at 11 p.m. Be alone, no cops, or else."
Sounds like a bad idea.
Definitely.
So this had to be the girl. Like,
who else would it be?
Who else? Or like, it's just like all of this happened in the one day. So she was super scared, immediately runs inside to make sure like her parents are okay, because this person was at her house like while she was gone, and like her parents had already gone to bed. So she was even scared. She ran over to like make sure they were breathing and like everything was fine. The house was left untouched. So she calls her best friend to just see if she could just come over to the house for a few hours, and she was nervous to leave her parents alone, but didn't want to fully tell her what was going on. She couldn't call the cops. What if something happened to her parents while she was away? What if this person had someone on watch or on standby near the house? If, she did call the cops, and she could be like, do it, like go in there. And anyway, so she made her way to the park. There was nobody there. She brought a knife from her kitchen just to be safe, and she always had a pepper spray on her keychain. So she had both of that ready to go. Like she was like, what is going on?
I still wouldn't go alone.
Yeah,
Badass, man.
Just me. I'm a pussy.
Yeah. No, she was going for it. She was like, I'm doing it. She was like, so when she gets to the park, she can't see anybody. Her heart's pounding. It was 11:01. What do you want from me? Carly screamed. She heard rustling in the bushes, and then a woman appeared from the trees. Hi, Carly, she said calmly. Carly was shocked, and she looked identical to her. Who are you? Why are you doing this? The cops are blaming me for all of the things you've done. My name is Amber. I didn't hurt anyone, Carly, I swear. I just wanted to get your attention. Get my attention? Why? Carly screamed.
There's a
I'm your
better
twin
way to
sister.
do that. Come
I'm your twin
on.
sister, Carly, your biological twin. Carly was frozen. She didn't know what to do or say. She was like, how do you know? She asked. I stayed with our biological parents when they gave you up. They never wanted 2 kids. Hell, they didn't even want 1 kid. I've been treated like shit my whole life, and I found a baby photo of us in our mom's closet. And it was us, and they told me the truth that you had existed. And so then Amber started to cry to Carly and said, I did all of this in hope that I could meet you, and I tried to, even live like you lived for a little while. She's like, I'm not dangerous, Carly. I'm just lost. I made my life goal to meet you after I found out about you, to see the girl I should have stayed with. I needed to break into these places in order to eat. Our parents died about 2 years ago, both drug overdoses, and I've been on my own ever since. You're the only family I have left on this earth. Carly started to cry. She was incredibly overwhelmed, scared, didn't know if she could believe her, but this chick literally looked identical to her. Like it was literally her standing in front of her.
A mirror image.
Mirror image, down to their heights. Like,
Wasn't that what it was
everything.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Please don't report me, Carly. I'm going to disappear. I won't bother you ever again. I just wanted you to know the truth, and I wanted to meet you in person, Amber explained. Amber threw her a bag onto the ground. It had all these identification cards that Amber had, and then some photos. And then in these photos were pictures of their parents. And at the end of the photo stack was a picture of 2 little babies holding hands. And it was the day they were born,
Aw.
like her and Amber. Even though this was all crazy and she was finding it hard really knowing what to believe, part of Carly felt like a sense of truth and that Amber was being very genuine. I hope you have the best life, Carly. Goodbye. And Amber started walking away. Wait, Carly yelled. Amber stopped in her tracks. Maybe we can get to know each other a little bit more, Carly suggested. Are you sure? Amber asked. Carly nodded and sat down on the bench. Amber walked over and sat to the bench next to her. They ended up chatting for hours, and the longer they chatted, the more Carly felt that Amber was indeed telling the truth. They had so much in common, had the exact same sense of humor. Carly hadn't connected like this with someone ever before in her life. She texted her friend and assured her she could leave her parents, that everything was okay. And before she knew it, the sun was rising. I better get home, Carly explained. Of course. Thank you for this, Carly. I didn't mean to keep you this long. I'll see you around maybe. I'd like that. Better yet, why don't you just come home with me? I could hide you out in the house until you get back on your feet. Amber couldn't believe what she was hearing. The girls spent a few days together and they became insanely close. And Amber helped out around the house, took amazing care of her adopted parents. And after Carly, she thought she was going to get killed by this person, ended up being her long lost sister and gain a person she would cherish forever.
Aww. That was so nice.
Nice.
Not
So
scary at
nice.
all.
What a nice little buffer between all the scary stuff.
I love that. That was such a cute.
So not spooky.
I'm glad you.
I thought you were gonna make a spooky twist at the end where she trusted her and then she was like,
Yeah, me too.
just like
I
mentally
was
prepared
trying
for
to, but I was
scary.
like, I honestly don't know how else to like. And then that's your sister, man. Like the only family you actually got.
Yeah.
That was good. I
Why?
like that. I had a lot of spooky stuff, so I needed that in my life today.
Me too. I love it. Good job. 10 out of 10.
You make your family. Now they unite.
All right. I guess that makes it my turn.
I guess it does.
A little sip of wine, and we'll be on the way.
No.
So, as we all know now, I'm doing the story of Emily Sage.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay. Don't be sorry. I'm sorry
Sashay
too.
away.
I'm sorry I didn't read.
Yeah, come on. You didn't
It's
even look at
okay.
my joke. I thought I knew you'd love that.
I would have loved that.
I didn't really get it.
I didn't know if you were, but
I think I said
I
haha to be
would've.
polite.
thanks. You would have gotten it.
I
Yes.
would have got it.
I was like, oh, Sashay away. Anyway, this is
I thought it was like a play on sage or something. I don't know.
Sashay away.
Okay. So Emily Sage was born in Dijon, France in 1813. And she became a school teacher. And by all accounts, she was perfectly normal. She was pretty delightful to be around. She was good at her job, hardworking, and she had a good reputation. However, there was something off about Emily. For one thing, she had over 19 different teaching jobs in just 16 years.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the reason for her rapid turnover of employers didn't take long to present itself at her last place of work.
Uh-oh.
While she was teaching a class of 17 girls, Emily had her back to the students writing on the blackboard when, to the total shock of her students, a duplicate of Emily suddenly appeared right next to her, imitating all of her exact movements minus the chalk in her hand. This
Fucked up.
fucked up.
What?
In this, yeah, there's two of them in the room. She just like appears. In this particular case, it seems Emily could never actually see her own double, but apparently everybody else could. The best witnessed incident of her being seen in two places at once happened one day while Emily was at the school outside gardening, and at the same time a large class of 42 girls were being given sewing lessons. Sorry, that fucking fruit fly.
I thought you were doing like cha-cha or something.
It flew right in my face again. So she's outside gardening, and these girls are getting their sewing lessons, and all 42 of the girls could see Emily out the window gardening. And then one of the teacher giving the class needed to leave the room for a few minutes, and Emily walked in and sat down as if coming to supervise the class in the teacher's absence. The only trouble was the students quickly realized that Emily was also still outside gardening, and this other doppelganger was just sitting in there watching them. So terrifying as the apparition of Emily number 2 must have been, a few girls ran out, and then a few girls actually approached the little like ghost or doppelganger or whatever, and one even touched it and said that her hand passed through it like it was like a cobweb or something. It was there was like no resistance, but it was like
Gross.
yeah. So in most of the sightings of Emily and her doppelganger, Emily 2 would appear next to Emily 1, imitating her movements, such as when she was eating lunch or teaching class. And on one occasion, Emily was helping a student with a costume she wanted to wear to an event. When the student glanced down to see how Emily was getting on with the alterations, and she was horrified to see two Emilys working on the dress, and then she passed out from shock.
So does Emily 1 know that that's the reason why she's getting like
I'll get to it in the end. I think she knows, but she doesn't see her, so she doesn't really know. She like doesn't really understand why people are so scared of her. Apparently poor Emily had no explanation for it. Like I said before, she never saw it and she had no control over it. People stated that whenever her twin appeared, the real Emily looked pale and lifeless, but as soon as the apparition vanished, she instantly returned normal, as it was almost like the doppelganger needed
taking part of her energy.
taking her energy to manifest itself.
Fucking gross.
So
Promise you'll tell me if you ever see another Miranda right next to me.
Oh my god, I will.
I wouldn't not tell you, that's for fucking sure.
Keep it to yourself.
Just like hammered, yo, I'm seeing double. No.
No. No.
I don't.
So unfortunately for her, the students found the ghostly twin so disturbing and distressing that a lot of the parents actually started to remove children from the school. So as a consequence, the principal had little option but to terminate Emily's contract of employment and ended Emily's 19th job in less than 17 years.
Brutal.
Sadly,
Where's Emily?
the source of the story, Julie von Goldenstube, I don't know if I said that right, but she was a previous student of Emily's. She had no further contact with her former teacher. And there's somebody else who wrote down these accounts. I can't remember his name, but he also didn't hear from her after that. So we have no idea what became of her after all this happened at the school.
Oh my
crazy.
god.
So are there any theories or explanations about it? The easiest explanation is simply that it's not true. And it was a work of fiction made up by either her old students or this other guy that I was telling you about who wrote a book. But it's been like 200 years and we're unlikely to ever know one way or another what happened. If you do want to believe it, an interesting possibility comes from Emily herself, who's reported to have said during the incident while she was in the garden that she was suddenly overcome with an urge to go inside the classroom and supervise the children. So like maybe her wanting to be in another place so badly, she was able to project an image of herself to that place, but she had no control over this. So it seems unlikely.
Wow.
Seems very unlikely, but it's hard. I don't know.
Yeah. One of the last theories is quantum physics, and that's the study of nature and atomic and subatomic levels, and suggests that the possibility of multiple dimensions, which we talked about before. So one theory is that the version of Emily is from a parallel universe, occasionally being lapsed into the dimensional veil, unintentionally giving those students a glimpse of herself in another existence.
Oh shit.
That's hard to handle, but
Shit.
yeah.
And that's all I have. I know it was short. Yeah. I did hear something that I want to tell you guys about, but it's from another podcast.
Mhm.
Oh.
It's called Radio Rental, and I'm just gonna like give you the basics of it because it's like their podcast. It's really cool. You should listen to it, but it's like people with spooky stories will like not be interviewed, but they'll just like tell their story on the podcast like we tell stories, but it's like their own story. And it's actually them
cool.
telling it. So
Oh, I like that.
there's an episode. They're really
That's really-
short too. So there's like 3 in one episode, and the episodes are like half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's one called Doppelganger, and there's basically this guy and his girlfriend, and they are in a good spot in their relationship, and they go for drinks, and they're like singing and laughing and walking home, whatever. They're like drunk the night before. He wakes up in the morning. His girlfriend slept over at his place. She wasn't there, but that's like not weird because she often wasn't, because she like worked weird hours, so he wasn't like concerned.
Yeah.
And he's just like watching TV, and he goes out to smoke, and his girlfriend walks up behind him while he's smoking, and she's pissed, and she like hits him and is like, what the fuck, like fuck you, blah 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 blah. And she's dressed in like this getup that's like not morning getup. It's like a leather jacket and like heels, and she's like she was going out or something. It's like not how she would normally dress. And she just starts screaming at him, and she's pissed. She's like, can't believe you do this, blah 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 blah. He has no idea what he's done. And then she types in the door code to the apartment, goes inside, like storms off to his apartment, pulls out her key, unlocks the door, goes in, starts like screaming at him still, like grabs some coffee mugs, smashes them, like just fucking destroys the apartment, like grabs a
Oh.
bag and packs her shit. And she's so pissed. And he's like, I have no idea why she's so mad. She like follows her out. She gets in a cab. She leaves. 2 seconds later, he says it's literally like 4 seconds. Somebody comes up behind him, hugs him, and he turns around. It's his girlfriend. And she's like, hey. And she's just like being her normal self. And she's like, what's up? And he's like obviously distraught. So she's like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? And then they like go into the apartment, and she's like, oh my God, my stuff's gone. Cause like the bag's gone, the stuff's broken, everything's the way that like this girl broke it. And she's like, somebody broke in. He's like, kind of, like, not really, because they had a key. Like, I thought it was you, and you're my girlfriend. Like, you know your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So then,
Oh, what the
so
fuck?
then, get this. This is the crazy part. Her dad's a cop. So they call the dad because they're like, this is a break-in, and he's just like so distraught. He's like, I don't know what happened. So like, it's her dad. So normally this wouldn't happen, but they like took fingerprints and stuff. and the only fingerprints found in the place were hers and his. And there's like video surveillance of this girl walking through, but you can't really make out her facial features because it's just a surveillance camera, but it like same build and everything as his girlfriend, and nobody has any explanation.
I can't really process that.
It's crazy. You should listen to the podcast because that was just like me briefly telling it from what I remember because I listened to it a long time ago, but it's really crazy.
Yeah, I'm not really okay after that.
It's really fucked up. Like how
Right? You should listen to the guy tell it. He can tell it he's
See,
fucked up from it. He like can't
like-
even talk to his second girlfriend, like the second version of her, because he's just like so like he's like my brain is fuzzy. I can't even tell her what happened because I'm still trying to process what happened. Because she like literally
See,
I was
if
watching
there
the
was-
cab drive away.
Yeah, if there was no video surveillance of that other girl,
and all the stuff.
then
too.
I would, yeah, and then I would be like, maybe it was just him. But like the fact that she's on camera.
Yeah, and the fingerprints thing, which normally wouldn't happen, but apparently her
I hate
her
that.
dad, that's the cop, didn't really like him. So he was like, they saw the surveillance and was like, oh, he's cheating on you with somebody who like looks like has the same build as you or whatever. But like,
But why would she go into the apartment, know where
why does
all
she
the
have a
stuff was,
key and know the
take bag?
code?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
God.
it's fucked up.
Oh my God, I hate this. I hate this.
I'm sorry.
I'm really scared.
That's all I got.
That's really fucked up.
If you want to listen to the podcast, this isn't an ad because I don't know them, but it's called Radio Rental. And it's episode, I wrote down the episode here.
I do.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. That's easy.
Episode 2, yeah. They don't have that many episodes, but the ones they do have are really good.
Cool.
Perfect.
That's nice.
So that's
did.
it.
Cool episode. I'm so scared and I can't wait to go to sleep tonight.
Sorry.
It's great. It's fine.
It was
I
creepy.
just hope
I
I
was-
literally never see anybody that looks exactly like me because you know what I'm gonna do when I first see them?
Punch him in the throat.
You know me so well.
right in the throat.
Right in the throat. Back off. The only Maria on this world. Mine was so wholesome compared to yours.
Yours was
What?
such a nice little buffer because I was like, I did this research and was like, okay, I'm kind of fucked up from this. That's why I said at the end of the fun facts, remember, it's just a legend. It's not true.
It's okay.
You don't know. These things, I don't know. That story you just told, that seems a little like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this episode all night.
Well, should we sign off?
Yeah.
Yes, guys, I miss you guys, and I can't wait until we can record in person again.
Me
I
too.
know. Too.
But this has been really fun on Zoom. I also realized that I'm only like this much of my screen.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There's a setting. I don't know if you'll have it. We'll talk about it later.
Sorry, guys.
Give us a rating. Follow us on Instagram. You know, listen to us.
All that stuff.
All
all
that
that
good stuff. Make us feel like we're doing something productive.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
We did 2 episodes on my quarantine, so that's amazing to me. I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
doesn't make me feel weird about bringing the equipment home, even though I didn't use the mic or the cord.
I
It's
did.
nice
I did.
to it's nice to be able to record like this.
Yeah, it is nice. Like, I mean, it's nice that we know we can do it. If for some reason it doesn't work out, that we all like get together. I'd rather see you guys and have a slumber party, but you know, if there's a snowstorm or something, it's nice to know that we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good option.
Or the pandemic continues.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
I
So,
wasn't even considering that an option because I don't want to.
okay. Well, I mean,
Think about it.
realistically, soon we'll see each other. Nova Scotia's doing great. Good job, guys. Since the restrictions.
Okay, well, have a good day or a
Great
night or whatever you're
episode.
doing.
Yeah, have a good night, guys. Thanks everyone for listening.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Cover art by Rebecca O'Quinn. Music by Theo McIntosh.